Today's Small Business Saturday radio podcast is being brought to you by Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare.
Good morning, Columbia, South Carolina, and of course to everyone who is tuning in around the Midlands, outside of the Midlands, even outside of the state, because the world is so small now because of the internets, the interwebs. I am Tazima, the owner of Sunrise Artisan Bath and Body, which is located right here in Columbia, South Carolina. And this is a show where we like to celebrate local entrepreneurs and business owners who are building our communities and making a positive impact on our economy. So welcome in, everyone. My co-host, Ashley, is not in the studio with me today. Her and her husband are going... There's a football game, I hear. Y'all know I'm not good at sports, so I apologize. I'm too old to change, so that's not going to change. But apparently, I did not know there was a game today, and I don't. Is it USC and Clemson? I think. I don't know if I'm wrong. Please, don't yell at me. I'm just not good at the sports thing. I'm really not good at holidays either now that I think about it. But nonetheless, I am in the studio with you today. My guest had to reschedule because for some reason he totally forgot that today is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So he's out of town. I'm just like, okay, I need an assistant who can follow up with these guests, man, because I have too many things on my plate to be following up with you. Once you're on the books, you're on the books. Okay, so, but nonetheless, I already complained about that before. Let's talk about Thanksgiving in the beginning, okay, of the show, because again, it's just me and you. And I want you to call in if you want to and share what your Thanksgiving was like. I'm going to share with you guys what mine was like. But the telephone number is 803-799-8255, 803-799-8255 on the Groucho's Deli phone line. So, Thanksgiving should, first of all, we should, let me word this right. I was going to say there should not just be one day where you focus on, what you're thankful for. It's like I used to tell my kids about Christmas. Every day is Christmas for you. If you're just thinking about gifts and stuff like that. So I feel the same way about Thanksgiving. Like, what are you thankful for? Like every day, like when you wake up in the morning, what are you thankful for? What are you grateful for? And I can honestly say there are so many things in my life at this point in my life, and don't get it twisted. It's not that I still don't have my struggles. I still don't have my issues that I'm working on, but there are so many things that at this point in my life, when I look back over my life, that I am thankful, I am grateful for. So, one of the things is the fact that I lived long enough to be able to see not only my children become successful adults that I am honestly proud of, but to know that they're going to be okay in the world. There are things that I admire about them that I'm like, wow, okay. Because for the most part, I was basically a single mom. And so it was rough. It was rough. It was not the easiest thing to do, but I used to tell them because he used to be like, you're so strict. Okay. I used to tell them when they were younger, buddy, it's only one pilot flying this plane. My job is to get you to the land of adulthood, and nobody gets off the plane until we get there. And I don't have a co-pilot. So deal with it. Buckle up, Dorothy. Okay. So it's like, to be able to see, them living their lives, and now they have their own children. They have their partners, which are amazing. I'm just really, really, really proud of them. They have turned out to be, in my view, some extraordinary human beings. And just knowing that I had a small part in that, just I think that's what life is supposed to be about, right? You want your children to go further than you. So you prepare them so that they can make that journey and go further. So anyway, talking about Thanksgiving, so that's one of the things I'm really thankful for, is that, I get to see my children who are now parents themselves, and I get to see my grandchildren who, when I walk in the house, they're all like, yeah, and they run up to me. It is amazing. I never thought my life would be like this, because I was always the warrior. Right? So to see these little people running up to me and holding my leg, and everybody wants to give me a hug, and they want to know when can they come home with me. It's just amazing. So this is my memory, my memory of Thanksgiving dinner. I recognized something about myself that I hadn't really paid that much attention to until Thursday. So my daughter, who is a great cook. I mean, this is one of the things I admire too. She's got all these different cooking utensils. So I was the kind of person, I love buying equipment and gadgets for my kitchen and everything, but I don't use them. I just like the way that they look sitting on the counter, right? So I don't want just any, toaster. I want my toaster to be red. Things like that. So I am a gadget girl. My daughter literally uses her stuff, and she is a great cook. But one of the things that I realized, she's a control freak. And if she's listening right now, she was like, what? She, like her mom, because I had to recognize that about myself, she's a control freak. So we're trying to tell her now, we've been making plans for Thanksgiving, I think since like August. So she comes up with an itinerary and everything, and all the stuff that we're going to do, and we're going to play these games and everything. And we're going to eat around 4. Now, most people eat Thanksgiving dinner, right, between 2 and 4. Okay, so moving forward, my daughter wants to cook everything by herself. So I'm like, okay, so when is it going to be ready? Because this is on the itinerary. So she's like, it'll be ready by 4, maybe 5-ish, right? And I'm always thinking, okay, here we go. So we're suggesting, hey, why don't each of us just bring something? That way you don't have to try to make food for like 20 people. My daughter has this huge, beautiful house. So we were all there, and there was plenty of room. I mean, the house she lives in is gorgeous. But she didn't want she did not want our help. She's like, no, I'm going to do it because, I like to cook a certain way and do things a certain way. And I'm like, okay, I get it. We got 10 seconds before I go to bottom of the hour news. So not about the commercial break. So I'm going to pick this up on the other side because it gets crazy. Some of the crazy was on me, but a lot of it was on her. That's right. I just threw my daughter under the bus. All right, everybody. We'll be right back right after this. You're listening to Small Business Saturday Radio.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's Noreta FamilyMed.com.
Are you looking for a luxurious way to pamper yourself? Look no further than Sunrise Artisan Bath & Body. Our plant-based soaps and lotions are designed to provide you with the ultimate experience. Our products are natural and nourishing, leaving you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So go ahead, treat yourself with Sunrise Artisan, which is more than a bath, it's an experience. Sunrise Artisan, located at 710 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points, or online at sunrisebath.com. Sunrise Artisan.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting.
All right, everybody, welcome back. You're listening to Small Business Saturday Radio. I'm Tazima, and I'm talking about my Thanksgiving experience. If you want to share yours, feel free to call in 803-799-8255, 803-799-8255. So before we went into break, I was basically telling you that we had a whole bunch of family over at my daughter's house, which is huge. So that was the place we were going to have it. And I mean, it's a beautiful spot. I think it's like 3,500 square feet, but it's gorgeous. So anyway, so one of my sons came down from DC with his family. So he's here with his family. My youngest son is there. My son-in-laws are there. The grandkids are there. So obviously, you know, there's a lot of people in the house, right? And so everything is cool. We're having a great time. We're playing games, cards, domino, just doing a karaoke. Of course, I'm hogging the mic. Okay. So, you know, we're doing all this really, really, really cool stuff. So time is clicking on, and my daughter is, you know, they got 2 turkeys. One they want to deep fry and one is in the oven. She's got this huge ham, and then everything that goes with that. So sweet potatoes, macaroni and cheese, collard greens, a bunch of other stuff. I mean, everything you could think about. Pies, everything that she made from scratch. See, I never cook from scratch. Now, I never said I was a good cook, but I can make a mean stuffing out of the box. Okay, so my daughter likes to make all her stuff from scratch. I can make some really good candy yams out of the can. Okay, well, you know, she likes to get the cams and boil them and all that. Okay, fine. But once again, you're talking about feeding a whole bunch of people. And my daughter is the only one that wants to cook. She is the only one that wants to cook. My son-in-laws decide they're going to deep fry the other turkey. Okay, so what ends up happening, it's about 8 o'clock. And I'm like, so I laid down, took a nap. I wake up, and now I'm one of those people, I don't do hungry well. I do not like, this is why I don't really know how to cook. I don't have the patience for it. When I'm hungry, I want the pain to stop. So for me, that means I can make a sandwich. You know, if I got pizza, I can do that. Right? I'm way better now. But back in the day, I don't like being hungry, and you have to wait for your food to be cooked. And that, I don't know why, but anyway, so I'm one of those people. I get hangry. Okay, so I wake up and I'm like, you still cooking? My daughter is like, Mom, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's 8 o'clock at night, okay? People don't wait this long to eat Thanksgiving dinner. I'm in here doing all of this by myself. That's because you wanted to do it by yourself. Nobody eats Thanksgiving meal this day. So I'm living because I'm hungry or hangry. I live exactly 13 minutes from my daughter's house. So this is where my drama kicks in. So my daughter's like, Ma, I don't understand. I'm in here. I'm doing everything I can do. I'm done. Okay. So I'm like, I'm leaving because I'm hungry. And then I also realized later on, I was the uncle. Remember when they talk about your crazy uncle that comes to Thanksgiving dinner and just everybody is just like, what just happened? That was me. I didn't realize it when I was doing that. All I knew was I was hungry. So let me tell you. So I'm like, I'm leaving. So they're like, Ma, you don't need to go. It's just a little bit more. I'm leaving. So I put on my shoes and grabbed my stuff and my coat because now it's like 20 degrees outside. I get in the car, 13 minutes to my house. So obviously I don't live very far at all. So I get home and I'm still living because I'm hungry. And so I put a hot dog in the microwave. And then this is where my drama kicks in. Now I take a picture of the hot dog sitting in the bun with nothing on it really. And I take a picture and we have a group chat in my family. The girls, the son-in-laws, all of us have a family group chat. I post the picture and I'm like, I am thankful for the fact that I lived long enough to see all of my kids become successful adults. I am thankful for the fact that I bought my own house that I can go to whenever I want. And I am thankful that I have food. And I posted a picture of the hot dog. My daughter was like, Ma, you need to come back. I'm not coming back, right? It's like, because I'm all up in my feelings now, right? Because I was hungry. I feel like, how dare you talk to me like that? I'm your mother, right? Not realizing that, come on, really, Tazima. So I wouldn't go back. So then the next morning, my daughter is like, Ma, I put some food to the side for you in the microwave. Okay, you don't have to wait to eat. I really want you to come back. The kids want you to come. So now I'm feeling kind of stupid. And then they was telling me how much fun they had and how it was a good time and how I missed out on all of that. Even though it was a good time before I got hungry, it was a great time. And how I missed out on that. So I go down to the shop yesterday and they don't know it, but I'm reflecting. It's like, Tazima, really? But the point I was making is nobody eats Thanksgiving dinner at 9:00 at night. And then we had on the itinerary, we're going to take a walk as a family after Thanksgiving. And I'm like, where are we supposed to walk? Midnight? So it's like, but then when I stepped back out of my feelings and I wasn't hungry anymore, I thought about it. I could have handled that a whole lot better. And even though my memory of Thanksgiving is still really a funny one and a good one because it was great. It really was up until I got hungry. And then after that, when I went back over there yesterday and all the kids are, yeah, right? And it was also one of my granddaughters. Her birthday is Monday. So we celebrated her birthday last night as well with a cake and ice cream and all that and sung happy birthday to her. And we're playing cards and everything. But I was so quiet because I was like, really, Tazima, you were the crazy uncle this year. So even though it was a great time, and my daughter did do a fantastic job. Oh, I will say this. My son-in-law decided to deep fry the turkey. So apparently, I'm not sure how this went, but he decided to put the turkey in the microwave to dry it out or something. So my other son-in-law is like, why would you do that, right? So they're in there like, no, this is how you do. So he puts the turkey in the deep fryer, but when he takes it out, they're talking about the inside of the turkey was pink. Oh, that's why he put it in the microwave. So now, and my daughters are hilarious. They will joke you out. And so now they're talking about they were trying to give all of us salmonella. So, but it was It was a good time, and I really, really, really enjoyed being with them. And I hope that you can say the same thing. And even if you didn't have family that you could spend Thanksgiving with, or if you spend Thanksgiving alone, you know, I'm one of those people, believe it or not. I love, one of the things that I enjoyed about the holidays thus far was that there was a moment in my house, there was nobody there because everybody was at my daughter's house. It was quiet. It was peaceful. I was burning incense. I was playing music. I love being by myself, and I realized that that's something to be thankful about as well. So when things, you know, seem like they're not going the way that they are, or the way that you would like for them to go, or when life throws that wrench at you, there is still something that you can be thankful for. And you have to hold on to that, and you have to remember that, because that's what carries you through. And today, what I also wanted to talk about was, since this is Small Business Saturday Radio, was why cash flow is always considered king. Right? Cash flow is king. I know that you guys have heard that before. Cash flow is king. And how do you tie that in? How am I going to tie that into when things don't go necessarily the way that you were thinking they would go, or even the way that you are accustomed to them going? So I don't know, for those of you who have small businesses, I don't know what your business did in October. September, like this quarter, October, my October was crazy. And it was a combination of things. You had the federal government shutdown. You had the threat of people not getting food stamps. People weren't getting paid. We live in a military town. There's a lot of civilians that work at Fort Jackson, McIntyre, all these different military facilities. They are all federal government workers. So, of course, you know, the product that I make and sell is considered a luxury product. And when you put people in a position where they're going to have to choose between, do I buy food? Prices are going up. Am I going to get paid? I'm not getting paid. I have to pay my mortgage. I have to pay my rent. I have to pay the light bill. I'm not getting a check. It's not like people, and I totally understand this, people are going to be like, hey, I've got to get over to Sunrise because I need that bar of soap. I get it. And so my store got hit. And when we come back, I'll tell you exactly what that means. But also, once again, what are you thankful for? Because you're going to have hard times. But what are you thankful for to get you through the hard times? All right, everybody, we'll be right back.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's NORETA FamilyMed.com.
All right, everybody. So the business tip of the week: don't be so caught up in business that you can't make memories outside of it. Excuse me. It's really easy for me to get caught up in what I'm doing. Number one, I love it a lot. Number two, all of my kids, like I said, they're adults. So in this part of my life, I pretty much get to do what I want to do. And I tell this to people all the time. There's no way I could have had this soap store if my kids were still young. It's just no way. I spend so many hours in the back making products, and I get so excited about putting things together when that science, chemistry mind begins to open up and flow, that I can get so caught up in that, the creation part of everything I do, that I find myself there like every day and not really stepping outside of that box. And so what Thanksgiving also reminded me of is just how awesome and amazing not only my life is, but the people that are closest to me, how awesome and amazing their lives are, and what amazing parents they are. I mean, they are really, really amazing parents, where my kids are making sure that they take their kids to Disney World or take their kids to some Airbnb in Louisiana, just different parts of the country, which I didn't get the opportunity to do that, because being a single parent, it was always a choice between working or begging. And I'm not begging for nothing. So the sacrifice was I didn't get to do a whole lot of things with my kids. So to see them do the things and make the sacrifices that they do and create those memories with their kids is just amazing for me. And the cool thing for me is that I kind of get to make these memories now with my grandchildren, because I couldn't do it with my children. So it always makes me feel so awesome when they're like, yeah, right? Because they see me as being perfect. My kids know better. That's another show. So anyway, what we were talking about was cash flow is king. And so I was telling people that when the government shut down and all these other things were going on, and many of us wasn't clear on what was going to happen, I knew the impact that it would ultimately have to have on my business. I knew that. I did not know how deep the impact would be, right? So this is the deal. When you're constantly pulling out of the pot and you're not replacing or replenishing those resources that you're using, what happens to the pot? It gets lower and lower and lower, right? So my sales for October were shocking to me. I was like, I had to do a double take. I was like, what? Is that really what? How did I survive? Now, I will say this. I am very fortunate in the space that I'm in my life, because my cost of living monthly is very low. I mean, most people, they're like, my light bill is higher than your mortgage. Okay. But what they don't understand is that that's years and years and years and years of having something. And so now, that same house that I paid like $60,000 for is now worth like $200,000, so I get it. But it's something really cool about knowing that I can take certain risk that other people shouldn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, if you believe in what you're doing, go for it. But when you've got other people depending on you and you're taking care of a household and you've got that income that's coming in, this is what I'm going to say to you. Unless you got a solid idea on a business that's going to be able to afford you the opportunity to live the way that you're accustomed to living, unless you have a business that can almost guarantee that, wait, or make it your side hustle. Keep bringing that check in every 2 weeks or twice a month, or however it is that you get paid. Because there are things that when you own a small business that you don't realize you may have taken for granted when you was working in corporate, or in my case, government. So like things like health insurance. When you work for a corporation, or if you work for the state, or you work for federal government, those things are included. So for the most part, you don't really see the cost. Now, you might have a copay that you have to do. I think that's what it's called, right? When you go see a doctor or whatever. But for the most part, you're not worried about your health insurance. The other thing that you know is that you're making a certain amount of money, however often you get paid, so you can budget differently, because you know this is exactly what I'm bringing in twice a month. So you budget differently, right? When you have your own business, you are responsible for your health insurance. And that's why you hear all these people screaming about the cost of health insurance. They're either working for companies or organizations that don't offer health insurance, so they have to get their own, or they're business owners like myself, small business owners or micro business owners, and we're having to pay for that straight out of pocket. Okay? So when those costs go up, and you guys hear me tease like I'm going to move in with Chris because I won't have health insurance, and at this point in my life, I need to have health insurance, okay? So when those costs double, triple, or whatever, that has an impact on your cash flow, because once again, you're pulling things out of the pot, and you've got to be able to replace that. Now, for me, I'm fortunate enough, or I have been fortunate enough, that I've had my ebbs and flows, ups and downs, and I'm still in there, and I still see progress and all this other stuff. But I'm also that person that's determined not to give up. And if I told y'all some of the things that I've been through, particularly with this business and people and all kind of crazy stuff, you'd be like, Tazima, seriously, you should write a book. But that's a part of the journey. That's a part of it, right? Having a business is all about risk taking. Risk taking. No, I did not think that my sales would be that low in October. Nobody could have thought like that. I didn't. So pretty much the whole month of October, my business had to sustain not only all the things, because remember, I pay everything twice. So I pay 2 light bills, 2 water bills, right? A mortgage, the rent. My business takes care of all of that. Not to mention, you got to pay for inventory. You got to pay for, the supplies that you need. You got to pay taxes every month, sales taxes. It's just a lot of things that come with it that you're not thinking about. So when my sales dropped the way that they did, and thank God they're picking up now. So, woo! But, any other person probably would have been like, that's it, I'm done. My saving grace, once again, is just that my cost of living and the fact that I don't have other people depending on me, I could go back to eating hot dogs if I have to, or oodles and noodles, right? Because I've trained myself to live off of very little. I don't need to have a flashy car. I love my beat-up pickup truck. I don't know, it's something about that, like being a woman and then getting in my truck with the little dents and stuff. I don't know what that is, but I love that. I'm not going to be the chick that's driving a Lexus. Even though I admire things like that, and I admire the women and the men that have them. You understand? Like my daughter in her beautiful house, I admire stuff like that. And she's got exquisite taste too. She pays attention to details. I know she got that from me. So anyway, I admire that, but that's not my life. Like if I had the perfect house for me, it would be in the mountains. Seriously, like a nice cabin. The only problem, I'm afraid of heights. So I would never want to go home, okay? Because I am so afraid driving up those mountains. I won't even go visit a friend right now that lives in Asheville because she is too high up on the mountain. And I don't know if y'all ever tried to drive up a mountain with a stick shift. Nobody. When that car is in neutral and it start rolling back, I'm not going, no, I can't do it. So even though I want to live in the mountains, I don't want to drive in the mountains. That's the I wonder if I could get a horse. Oh, that's right. I don't really like horses like that. Not that I think horses are beautiful. It's just that, their teeth. It's just, their teeth are so big. And because their eyes on the side of their head, to me, all of that is just so foreign. I'm just like, no, this is not normal. Your eyes need to be in the front of your face and your teeth should not be that big. But anyway, let's move on. Okay. So the thing I'm trying to say to you guys is that, if your dream is to have a small business, honor your dream, follow your passion, but also use some common sense. Think down the line a little bit. How long can you survive if your business makes nothing? People don't think about that. You have your grand opening and everything is great. And then after that, where did everybody go? Right? That's where the grind comes in. But how long can you survive like that? Do you have enough money set aside for those slow months? Can you make it through if your sales drop to the point where you're like, what just happened? That's how a lot of businesses ended up closing during COVID. This is why we started telling you guys the value of small businesses in your local community. We all witnessed that, even though COVID put my business on the map, but that's another show too. So anyway, I'm coming up on the final break for today. You guys are quiet, like y'all ate all that turkey and stuff, and now don't nobody want to do anything but sleep. But anyway, 803-799-8255, 803-799-8255, the Gaucho Deli phone lines. I'm Tazima. We'll be back.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's NORETA FamilyMed.com.
Are you looking for a luxurious way to pamper yourself? Look no further than Sunrise Artisan Bath & Body. Our plant-based soaps and lotions are designed to provide you with the ultimate experience. Our products are natural and nourishing, leaving you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So go ahead, treat yourself with Sunrise Artisan, which is more than a bath, it's an experience. Sunrise Artisan, located at 710 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points, or online at sunrisebath.com. Sunrise Artisan.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting.
All right, everybody. We have finally entered the final segment of today's show. Once again, it flies by. Glad to be with you guys. Again, hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. Hope that you did take some time to look back and reflect on what you're thankful for, what you can grow from, like in my case. What's good in your life, even when things seem like it's chaotic. Because one of the things that I do know from being on the planet as long as I have been is that nothing is forever. When we're having great times, appreciate them, because what will follow are hard times. That's just the cycle of life, right? So these things happen. And the question is, how do you deal with it? How do you approach life when things aren't going the way that you planned for them to go? Are you that person that's going to blame everybody and their mama? Okay, because your life ain't the way you wanted it to be. No, don't do that. There's something in your life you can be thankful for. Okay, we're going to go to the phone lines. Caller, you're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to your listening audience.
Thank you.
I want to try to touch on everything real quick.
Okay.
Now, you mentioned about buying your home.
Mm-hmm.
That is a valuable asset you can do.
Mm-hmm.
The property that we sit on now, and my sons, or I'm with them, or we're together, whatever.
Right.
And I paid $16,000
Wow.
back in 1998.
Wow.
The property is now, and I paid that cash money.
Right.
No, nothing. That was straight out cash money. And now the property is valued at a little over $100,000.
Right.
And we owe nothing
Right.
except the property tax.
The property taxes. You got to do that.
And if you're 65, file for your homestead exemption, because that knocks your property taxes way, way down.
Oh, we need to talk about that on the show.
What?
I don't have time now, but you said the homestead exemption.
When you're 65 and you're a property owner,
Mm-hmm.
you file for your homestead exemption.
Okay.
That knocks your property taxes way, way down.
Okay.
Way down. I do know a little something, but I'll give your daughter a little advice. I'm a product of segregation. I'm a product of the blue law. We didn't get integrated into school until we were in the 8th grade. Everything up to them is segregation.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a fine story. I still can remember the blue law. But during that time, my aunts, my grandmama, and my mother, they would cook on Saturday
Mm-hmm.
for Sunday dinner.
Yep.
Because
That's
they
right.
had this little biblical thing that, you weren't supposed to be in the kitchen cooking on Sunday.
Right.
They would basically cook on Saturday. And then Sunday, basically all they did was warm back up.
That's right.
That's my advice to your daughter. Don't wait
till the day of.
Oh,
Right.
Knock on wood. I had to knock on wood. Don't wait till the day of.
Right.
Everything you can the day before. I realized Thanksgiving this Thursday. I realized that, and I'm talking about Saturday Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing, the same message applies.
That's right.
And I finally got one of my sons to come around with me, and he's actually going to help me work, and we're going to go into business together.
Oh, congratulations.
I hadn't seen it yet.
Well, you know what? Keep hope alive. So,
and Mr. Jackson was just released from the hospital
okay.
the other day. Jesse Jackson. He was just released.
I didn't
Going
realize
home.
that. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I know you might have time for another call.
Well,
But
you know what? I
don't
will.
wait for the day of.
Yeah, I'm sure she's listening. So, but I will make sure I share that with her if she didn't get a chance to listen. And I really appreciate you calling in.
Okay. All right. Take care.
All right.
Nice
Have a
talking to you.
good one. Oh, you know what? This is the thing that I love about doing the show pretty much by myself, because I do get to talk to the listeners. And that's one of the things that I love about radio. One of the things that I really miss about the radio show I used to do at this station. That was, it started off from 8 to midnight. Then it went from 8 to 11. 9 to midnight, then 8 to 11. And finally I told Kevin, I can only do 2 hours, 8 to 10. And, but that's like 7 years, man. But one of the things that I loved about that show, Evolve, we could talk about anything and everything. And I love talking with the callers, the ones that agree with me, the ones that didn't agree with me. I think that's the way that the world works. We can all learn from each other. One of the things I can't tolerate, though, is stupidity. Ignorance, okay. You know, there are things we don't know. Stupid, like my grandmother would say, is when you know better and then you act like you don't know. I can't do stupid. So I have very, very, very little patience for stupidity, but I love having conversations with folks. So again, I want to thank the caller for calling in. And before I forget, because I always do, and I have to remind myself this, I want you guys to know that you can listen to this show on our podcast, Small Business Saturday Radio, wherever you get your podcast. So if it's iTunes, Apple Tunes, whatever, Spotify, I was going to say Shopify, Spotify, we're going to be doing a YouTube channel soon. So, you know, you can tune in on YouTube as well. But I am so thankful that we have somebody on the team that is always getting on me. As a matter of fact, I've got to send him this show and 2 other shows because he's always getting on me. Tazima, you didn't send me the shows. And he does all of it. He cleans it up, makes sure it's on everything, you know, and so I'm thankful for that because that one of the things that we really wanted, and in case you guys don't know, Dr. Boylan is a huge sponsor of this show. And one of the things that we've been talking about doing from the time I got back on the air, which now has been, I guess, almost 3 years, is that we wanted to make sure that we had a podcast. That way people can listen to an episode anytime. And of course, I dropped the ball on that. So there's about 300 or 400 shows that's not even up and won't be. Okay. It's like too much. But we do have a podcast now. And so again, all you have to do is just wherever you listen to your podcast, just type in Small Business Saturday Radio. And I think you'll see like the logo that's like Columbia, South Carolina. We're going to have to work on a new logo too. So that's going to be changing. So that way everybody will know when they see that. See, that's called branding. Everybody will know when they see that logo that, oh, that's the podcast. So we have to work on that. Anyway, you guys, it's been awesome. It's been great. Like I said, all I want you to do is try to remember that no matter how crazy things may get, nothing lasts forever. This too shall pass. But you also have to remember that's how it works when great things are coming your way too. It's just a cycle of life. So it's the things that we're grateful for that helps get us through those challenging times. It's the things that you can look back on. And it also inspires you, I think, you know, to keep moving forward, even when you feel like you can't. You know, for me, it's my grandkids. Because one day when I'm no longer here, I want them to be able to say, man, she did that. She didn't let anything keep her from doing what she wanted to do. You know, if there is one message that I want them all to have, is that nothing is stronger than your mind. Once you make up your mind to do something, follow it. And it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. And it doesn't mean that everything is going to happen for you overnight. But what it does mean is that with enough focus and hard work, things will start to happen. So, all right, everybody, I'm out. Okay, so you know what? Those of you watching the game, I guess have a good time. But I will talk to you next Saturday.